Okay, there we go. That's the first step. 3, 2, 1, go. Second step. Tooney challenged me to beat his 5744 and is trying to force a rivalry that really isn't there, because he'll just beat whatever time I get next.
Okay, rolling.
I only really do this category for the same reason I only ever did 100 egg, and that's just because people that I knew were doing it. I intend to retire from any percent after this. I mean, we'll see if I even finish this run, because I've had quite a few dead runs already. Yeah, quite a few dead runs. There we go, into the vortex. Okay, there we go. The first of 2 tricks to make artisans not kill my runs. Okay, that's about par for the course. Okay. Now we just get through the rest of the game. Hopefully Town Square doesn't screw me over again. I meant to get the bull, then the gems, then Thor, but this works too. Yeah, I cannot forget about Alvar. I did that a couple times and that killed my runs. Okay. Some headway's being made. We're a little low on the gem side, and I'm saying a little because I would like to have more, but I am trying to do the route Laura gave me to the extent that I'm comfortable with. I have custom routed my own peacekeepers. Or at least, my entry into peacekeepers worlds. Oh, who am I fooling? Okay, all I gotta do. The night flight trick is something I've practiced for 120%, which is the category I would much rather do. Just as an FYI. I prefer 120% over anything else. I did swear a blood oath to support Nova's spell against her enemies in the Spyro speedrunning community, who have made me their enemy too. So I gotta muscle my way through these Spyro categories. Get in there. Yeah, I'm not nearly paisano enough to do a good Peacekeepers. I almost wanted to call it Paisano Keepers. Almaloy is starting to rub off on me. Hey, Split, can you not delay on me? Thank you. It must have been the I didn't properly switch out of the window. I try not to hold the square button in case I bonk into the portal. That happens in Dry Canyon a lot. And I do mean a lot. Warning, this Dr. Shemp routing might be offensive to Laura. Yeah, no, I grabbed that 25 gem. I think the Yo Man said something about it being one of the really good 25s to get. Okay, and 815's not bad, especially since we went for that detour. Yeah. $813. Okay. I mean, that 2 gem's not important, but I still wanted to get it. Because it puts me in better shape to get the rest of this level going. Then it's just... I know Laura gets it. Or at least, yeah, there are certain 2s and 1s that Laura gets. I at least want to try to be... Yeah, okay, I'll get that 5. We take those. It's whatevs. I'm gonna try to actually finish a fucking run. As Yoga would so eloquently put it. One day, actually, yeah, one day I'll do magic stairs, but sure as hell not in this category. Give me the 10 gem. Ragnar, you're doing fine. Okay, that's not bad. My gem count's still a little not great, though. I mean, it'll probably be better once I actually do Clifftown. You happy, Laura? I'm doing Clifftown. I also added a goal to 100% Metalhead because of watching one of Laura's runs. Can I get Pueblo today? Or Shipiphany, as I call... Okay, never mind. Oh well. It's just the one and done. If I don't get it, I don't get it, and that's fine. Yeah, I was trying to name that Pueblo I was gonna proxy off of Shipiphany. Because of, Yoga and Laura having a tiny Hitler clone discussion. In the middle of it. I think they were watching the VGAs or something. It was weird. But something I wanted to use as artistic inspiration for this category. Because there's no reason for me to do any of Clifftown outside of 12 egg, where there's that 1 egg guy, and a couple other categories. But oh yeah, and 80 dragons because of the dragons, and okay, that'll have to do. My Clifftown is not good. Just as a heads up, I cannot have a good Clifftown to save my life. Get in the portal, you doofus. Okay. 1324. Take deep breaths, deep breaths. Okay. No. I'm not touching that 2. They have some 2s. And most of the enemies here, I have a faint idea of which ones are good to go for. But that's only from having butchered this stage. In the background of my splits is a picture of Mori Calliope made by Rulem5. Shoutouts to Rulem5. They doodle real nice. I need to find out more Rulem doodles. Okay, a 16 exact. I'm improving a little. Yeah, that's still a pretty good Peacekeepers. Or at least, I assume it's a good Peacekeepers. I would probably wait for Laura to scrutinize my run before I say anything else beyond me being content with my Artisans and Peacekeepers. Granted, my movement could be a little less sloppy in Artisans. Screw him too, then. Jabronis. I played Druid in Diablo 2. Playing as a Druid in Diablo 2 is different from these Druids in Magic Crappers. What? That is an interesting perspective. Get up and... Okay, I did... This is gonna be a bad Alpine Ridge. It's fine for now because the cycles are... The cycles allow me room to get some gems, but not all of them. I wanted that gem from the Druid. Still gonna save a little bit of time, but not substantially amount. Or at least, I think on average I'm a minute faster leaving Alpine Ridge, give or take some seconds. Yeah, okay, that's a little more like it. I'm about 50 seconds to a minute faster than I was a couple weeks ago. And I only know this because I'm eyeballing. I don't like keeping my splits because it's already bad enough that I'm not very good at finishing runs. Or at speedrunning in general, but that's besides the point. Keeping splits and then operating at a hard red does not motivate me to keep running the game. Or keep finishing a run that might not PB. Runs tend to be worthless unless I improve somewhere. Okay, that's... I am only doing the high caves this way, in this order, because Laura gave me this run, and I am off cycle by quite a bit. Still gotta figure out pixels. At least I know this will be a sub 22, because I'm not bothering to finish most of the high caves. I'll get the dragons and then leave. Normally, Laura and the others would stick around to do something called bike caves, but I don't believe in it. And neither did Wally, which is why he's the shoutout split for this level. That and I never can do the supercharge thing correctly, so it would take more time for me to do the supercharge thing than it would be for me to get other gems elsewhere. I still gotta get both eggs in Wizard Peak, though. Oh, he moved. That's on me. My input was delayed. Alright, Jarvis. What the? Okay, well I just ruined it. Alright, try again. Alright, so that just broke my supercharge. I guess I'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. This will still be sub 26, which is acceptable, but not great. Okay. Yeah, this is just all heaps of awkward. Now that better have skipped Boldar. It did last time, but I've never been particularly consistent at it. Now that'll have to do. Yeah, that was a very bad Crystal Flight, but I'm up ahead in gems by a decent margin. And I got Boldar Skip. Somehow. Okay, that'll have to do. Oh, wait, hang on. I want that life. Well, I got some extra gems out of it. That's not the best way to handle this level, though. Not by a long shot. Usually, you don't want to die at all. Game. This is going to be a bad blowhard. Which direction is that facing? Okay. Game. Couldn't have made this easy. Alright, whatever. Now I'm about the same pace. I lost time in Blowhard. Oh well. Time loss was unavoidable. There are some gems, but I prefer to just skip to Terrace Village. My pace is already pretty abhorrent, as is. Ugh. There were some extra 5s I could have gotten, but... yeah, there were a couple 5s. There's a little alcove next to Biscuit, who is the gunner that I blasted. Why is that sound... I assume that sound glitch is also on console, because it keeps happening. Okay, that's passable. At least I got the wall glide first try. If I didn't do that right, there would have been problems for me, because I would have probably panicked and reset. I'm on decent pace, but that's only in case this boar, okay, why would I lose the... I have lost the duel to that boar in the past, and, it's been not pretty. So, I didn't want to take any chances. Whatevs. I get the chest on the return trip. It's better to get both of them at the same time, because then you could make a sharper turn into the next section. But, at least I have a backup plan, as opposed to panic reset. We're looking pretty neat. Okay. Yeah, I can just 100% Misty Bog and Metalhead. That'll definitely put me in a good spot to, not have to do too much of Jock. My movement's still crummy, though. Alright, here goes nothing. And there goes a delayed breath input. Let's not die here, thank you. I'll just grab it on the return trip. Can the game not screw me over, please? I swear I'm gonna miss something and end up resetting. Again. Or I can just not have an input. Okay. Okay, I'm at the right gem count. It's just those two enemies didn't die, so had to get them after the return trip. There we go. This will still be sub 41. No, it won't. Oh, am I kidding? This is an awful Misty Bog, but I'm salvaging it by not having an awful later stages. I'm not doing that great, Mew Mew fan. I'm just trying to get an obligation over with. Or at least, any percent is feeling more and more like an obligation to placate Tooney's insistence on a rivalry with me. Even though I could never hold a candle to him in this game. Not even when I was... Not even a few years ago, as a matter of fact. I'm missing gems and things and treetops because I'm just done. If I can get a sub 58, I'll settle for it. Kill Jed. Or free Jed. Free Jed. Kill the thief after he shows up. There we go. Did the drive-by. Oh, who am I kidding? I can't drive for crap either. Managed to save that one, but that could have been a, oh, I'll just bonk on the pedestal particles. Cool. Yeah, let's just make this even more awkward. Okay. The sub 44 treetops is acceptable. We're looking at a pretty good pace going after Metalhead, which is the very last level that I need to do before Icy Flight Jock or before Endgame, let's say. Because I count Icy Flight as Endgame because I have to do a trick to save about a minute of movement. Wrong section. I'm gonna say it right now. This cannot sub 55 without Rat. My route is not gonna get a good time until I Rat. Because, yeah. Rat Proxy is mandatory if I'm gonna get anything resembling a time people in the speedrunning community will respect. This music's pretty dope, though. I will say. I like the music of this stage. It's cool. okay. We're sub 48. We're beating whatever Tooney's pace was, and going to continue to beat Tooney's pace, because we're at... Yeah, okay. Alright, let's do this. Gotta do the damage boost, though. And I gotta not die in the warp room. Because I've done that a few times, and that's also killed my runs. Massacred them, as a matter of fact. Bonking on the stairs. As long as I get the damage boost, then we are making progress by about a few seconds. And my breath inputs didn't massacre. Hey. My inputs are working properly. Woo! Come on, grab the 5 sparks. Okay. There we go. So that's gonna be 5,674. Okay, I'm gonna have to do the under-gemmed route in Jock. Or at least, yeah, Dio Man said there are 2 routes. Over-gemmed and under-gemmed. So... Okay, that's a 50 leaving Icy Flight. So as long as we don't get chat on by Jock, I think we're doing fine. I mean, the run could still die if I miss too many gems in Jock, though. It is possible that the run will still die. Needed to double check. Sometimes I've left levels without a whole lot going for me, and yeah, okay, we're at the right gem count. Yeah, this won't sub 54 without Rat Proxy. We just gotta bank on TNT work. Ugh, hate the phrase. I tried doing teamwork. I'm not consistent at it. Good God, I'm not consistent at it. I'm still gonna give it a shot, because it's better than nothing, and I can save a minute, maybe. Yeah, one day I'll get Rat Proxy. That's not today. I got it! Okay, I got it. That's the first bit. Now I gotta endure Twilight Harbor and oh god. Yep, okay. Okay. No funky shit with this level. I tried to do the wall glide that I see Nova Spell and others do in their any% and Vortex runs, and I can't get that consistent, so I'm just not gonna bother. Because doing so murdered my last run in the throes of a bad passion. I like this game, but I'm not ever gonna be good enough at it, sadly. I did not mean to get the dragon, but I'll take it anyway, because if I die, it'll count as insurance, but I definitely don't want this run to die. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's how much time I could save off of doing Rat, is about 2 minutes-ish. Fuck my movements. Okay, no. Having a thumping chest does not help with the section. Although I'm glad my inputs are not disobeying me. I'm looking at a 56-30-ish, maybe. Yeah.
You're toast, Mort.
Okay. Gonna just... Sorry. Fuck my life. Okay. I got a PB. And it beat TooneySA. So I'm gonna get the screen with the splits, and then I'll post that to
now there's
the Discord
order again in the Dragon Kingdom.
Well, mostly. I still got some treasure to pick up.
What will you do next?
Goodbye,
I'd say
TooneySA.
the sky's the limit.
Save without pressing the enter button, and we're good. Okay, we're good. I don't know how the fuck I managed that. Okay. I had to take Twilight the slow way, though. And my Mystery Bog was still bad. Ugh. Okay. Gonna post this in Laura's Discord. It's important. Where is it? Where's goodbye, Toonie? Okay, wait. Okay. Okay, I'm not keeping these splits, because I don't want to be intimidated by them. The next time that Toonie beats this, he could beat this, easily. But, not gonna intimidate myself. That's the plan. I'm already having chest pain, and I've been having it all day. So let's not amplify that.